Who you gonna call, you nerds? That's right, it's me, Mr. Cack, and you're about to watch another Rage You Nerds episode. So this is one of our podcast episodes. We do a live stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/MRCAC. Usually on Fridays, sometimes on Mondays and Fridays, sometimes Tuesdays and Fridays, but for sure on Fridays, where we react to trailers and other nerdy news. We hope you enjoy this, and if you do, please make sure that you like and subscribe. So like the video, give us some comments for content, and please feel free to subscribe to the channel. If you do, I will give you tender hugs and kisses. Also, I won't blast you with my proton thrower, particle beam wand, neutrino wand. I forget what Dan Aykroyd actually calls it. Anyways, enjoy. Remember, hit that notification bell if you'd like to stay updated with all of our content. I love you. Wah! Much like a movie franchise that everyone thought was dead at the dawn of the 90s, we're Rage You Nerds, and we're back with a vengeance. And today's episode is brought to you by the letter Ghostbusters, because there's been a Ghostbusters Day, and from that day came a couple of Ghostbustery good nuggets, and we are big Ghostbuster fans. So I didn't care about literally any other nerd happenings as soon as I found out Ghostbuster news was afoot. But joining me on this Ghostbuster-rific-y Friday is my friend TJ, my brother Jared, the collective nerds of rage, and we're here to chat. Dittohead says, breaking news, Jared's cute.
Oh my goodness gracious sakes alive, I don't know. I've never been called cute on the air before, except for that one time.
This man right here, look at him. But you also know who's cute?
Frame her up. What?
Front Relic says, hello, nerds, but you know who else is cute? This guy.
Oh, yeah. Look at that smiling face right there.
The disapproval of cuteness.
I disapprove of all things cute. Anything as cute as I don't like it.
Oh.
You don't even know about stuff. I can tell you about the future. This is my impression of a very old Doc Brown.
On that note, we do have conversations of the future, and those conversations are of past because it's Ghostbusters. So four things that I actually three things that I for sure care about, and like 4 to 5 total things were released from Ghostbuster Day. And two of the big ones is that not only is there going to be an animated feature-length film, there will be an animated series coming to Netflix that is executive produced by Jason Reitman. Boys, how are we feeling about not only another movie in the Ghostbuster sphere, but also a return to an animated series, which is honestly something I have been clamoring for since I found out that the real Ghostbusters wasn't even showing up on syndication anymore.
TJ, you want to take point on this?
You go ahead.
So, being anything, if you've watched the show before, you know that the three of us are pretty much fanatics when it comes to Ghostbusters. So, I'm at the point in my life right now, being a couple years away from 40 years old, that anything Ghostbusters related, with the exception of a certain thing we don't talk about in 2016.
Answer the call.
So anyway, don't watch it. It's stupid. No, anything Ghostbusters.
Moment of rage.
I welcome anything Ghostbusters right now. Like after Afterlife, it kind of invigorated, and the fact that they're really willing to do this I think Afterlife got some tread. I think there's a lot of people our age that have their kids watch this, and their kids are now kind of like, well, show me how it started, Daddy, or however they talk. And like it's sort of, I feel like Ghostbusters is really kind of getting reinvigorated, and for one, I'm just absolutely excited as hell about that, because it just means more things that I can watch. But it's also cool to know that, like, had it not been for our generation, making Afterlife what it was, Afterlife could have very well been the end of the Ghostbusters franchise. And I think they left Easter eggs in it because they wanted to continue, but I think they also, the way they ended the movie with before the Easter egg, is it was kind of like a closure kind of thing. It's like, we could do something else, but we don't have to. It's just kind of here. Let's see how the movie does. And of course, it blew up. It's really more of a niche market. It just, I'm super excited for this, though. Like, anything related to Ghostbusters right now, I'm in. And not just for me, but, for you and your kids too. And then, like, my son, he loves Ghostbusters. He doesn't quite understand everything yet as a 10-year-old, but, like, he's, he needs a proton pack is what he needs. That's his Christmas present. I've already decided. Grant, if you're watching tonight at your mother's house on Wi-Fi, I don't know why you would be, but he's probably, the kid's a tech weirdo. He's better than I am. No, Dad, you just got to do it this way. I was like, I don't know how to do iPhones. And it was at that moment in my life where I was like, I'm the grouchy old man. Dad, can you help me out with this? I was like, ask Uncle TJ. He's got an iPhone. I don't know how to do this iPhone stuff. Get off my lawn. Anyways, yeah, Ghostbusters. Anything Ghostbusters, I'm in.
Well, we've lost Jared. TJ, you have any ideas?
Jared has gone bye-bye, TJ. What have you got left?
Jared, when someone asks if you're a god, you say yes. Yeah, so here's my only gripe is that it's going to be on Netflix. It means I'm going to have to resubscribe to Netflix.
Well, we're going to
at the same time,
things.
Eventually, but for like a month. But, if like a Ghostbusters movie and series and all this stuff comes out, plus what are they going to do? They're going to bring also, the old Ghostbusters animated stuff to Netflix as well, because that's the way to do it right there. Start just, taking all this stuff. Oh, we're going to put the old stuff on Netflix like a month before, then we're going to drop the new series. And then we're going to drop the movie. That, it's, I'm interested in this. I am more interested in another live action, but something I heard about a while back, but I don't think we've ever mentioned. Have y'all heard there's a new Ghostbusters video game coming out? This is Twitch. I figure we should probably talk about a video game.
So
that's once a year.
That's actually the next topic point. If you're curious, yeah.
Well, that was a perfect segue right there.
So I didn't. I don't think I specifically put the Spirits Unleashed, but I planned on talking about it because they announced a VR. But when they announced the VR, so let's just go ahead and switch over. And TJ, I'm totally in agreement with you. I think if they are going to make an animated series, that's great and grand. My concern exists with that they're going to potentially tinker with everything, because I keep seeing the quote of a new portion of the Ghostbuster world, a new a new part, a new story in the future, and I'm like, they're gonna do too much weird stuff, and all they have to do is have Peter, Ray, Egon, Winston, and that's it, and then it's good. But so I do have some hesitancy to see what they unleash with their new animated film, which I think that one probably has a lot more question marks for me. But an animated series, I think I can get behind fairly easy, even if they do go a little bit weird with it. It took me a while to warm up to Ghostbusters or Extreme Ghostbusters, but I eventually did.
It would be neat if they did like an animated series that takes place right after Afterlife and leads into the next movie.
That'd be good. That'd be great. That'd be smart. They're probably not going to do it. I don't have that much faith in Sony, but that sounds like a great idea. It sounds like a great idea.
If it sounds like a great idea, Sony's not going to do it.
Yeah. And I hope Netflix and Sony, if you would like me to continue giving money to Netflix after July 1st, when the last half of Stranger Things' most recent season comes out, you got to do what TJ said. You have to put the real Ghostbusters on Netflix. If you do that, I'll stay with Netflix until they inevitably remove it again. Until they inevitably remove it again to upset me.
No, yeah.
But I don't think it's that simple. I think there's some distribution rights there that might be clogged up with Time Warner.
It's all about buying a license for a certain amount of time, for streaming anyway. So if it's a Time Warner thing, and of course Time Warner can decide not to release these things too. That's the other problem. If Netflix says, "Hey, I'll give you X dollars if I can air these episodes for so many years or so many months, and you guys get X percentage," and Time Warner says, "Okay, cool." But if Time Warner says, "No," then, Netflix is kind of dead in the water on that. I hope they can get it because, like, I cannot see why Time Warner would not, especially right now, with everything the way it is in the world, like, people just kind of like, they want to take their minds off, day-to-day things. And again, we're talking about people our age that watch this stuff growing up. There's a lot of people probably working from home right now that would have been like, man, I sure could go for some real Ghostbusters or Cowboys of Moo Mesa or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Remember Cowboys of Moo Mesa? I tried to find that on Amazon. I can't. But no, I think I don't know why Time Warner wouldn't do it, because it's in their best interest. They're going to make some money off of it. Netflix is going to make some money off of it. Netflix is probably going to get a lot of subscribers to continue subscribing. Like, I'll drop HBO Max. You heard here.
That's a bold damn
Max.
claim. That's ballsy. That's a bold one. That's a hot take. Front Relic agrees with you, TJ. It sounds like a good idea, so there's probably no way in hell that Sony's going to go through with it. But another good idea TJ had was segueing into the next topic. And that next topic is, so Ghostbusters has a new VR game that they announced at Ghostbusters Day. It's called Ghostbusters Academy. It's VR, and I'm going to be real honest, much how Jared was on his old man soapbox for plugging up the cords or whatever to the iPhone, I feel that way about virtual reality gaming.
Yeah.
I kind of get nauseous just thinking about the idea and concept of all of that. And that, yeah, I know that makes me sound old. And the reality is I am old for what the demographic is of this platform of Twitch. But those of you watching on Facebook, I'm your age. But to TJ's question of a Ghostbuster game, a console and PC game has been announced. It's called Spirits Unleashed, and they've been releasing content showing like the Tobin Spirit guides involved and like all these goodies, and it plays kind of like a what is the there's a game that's already kind of out. It's made by the same developers of the Jason or the Friday the 13th game.
Yeah, I can't think of their names though, but yeah,
where there's like players and then there's another player or AI controlled villain. And so how this Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed works is that you can be cooperatively playing with other team members and you're trying to hunt a ghost, or you could be the ghost and you're essentially tormenting the players.
That does sound kind of fun.
Sounds pretty interesting. I'm curious to see what all they do with it, because I don't think they're going to go super crazy with it. There's not going to be a storyline or anything to it outside of maybe some dialogue that pops up. Winston seems to be heavily involved in this. And by Winston, I mean Ernie Hudson as Winston. But yeah, that has now been officially stated. It's coming out by the end of this year, fall 2022, winter 2022. So that game is on the horizon for those of you that would like to bust some Ghost.
That's smart. They'll probably release it like in November, right before Black Friday, to kind of hit that.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Like the big Christmas shopping season. Get a lot of people to buy it.
Word.
TJ, you're so damn smart.
He is.
Well, I did save a cat today, so.
Yeah, you missed. I don't know if he told you, Jared, but he had some heroic business going on today. And then he ate a steak. Well, he ate a steak and then he saved a cat.
Sure didn't save a steak and eat a cat.
I just wonder why I kept coughing up a hairball.
Don't sue us, PETA. Have you guys? Kidding. So a lot a bit out of the Ghostbusters realm there. Recently, PETA has come out and said has congratulated Amazon Prime's The Boys for their work to use a CGI octopus instead of a real octopus and eating it live. So
oh gosh, have you seen The Boys, like that episode in it?
I have seen that
I haven't
episode.
seen
Timothy.
any of the boys
Oh
yet.
my god, that was so uncomfortable to watch.
Timothy
And
had
it
a family.
It was just like it's my best friend Timothy. Yeah, he had a family. Eat it deep.
Man, that show is something. And there was a new episode that came out today. I haven't seen it yet, but Jared, have you seen any of The Boys, Jared?
I haven't yet. No, it's kind of one of those. It's like it's like any other series that I kind of want to watch right now. I'm kind of waiting until it's done so I can kind of binge it. Because there's so much I want to watch, and a lot of it right now, believe it or not, has piqued my interest. Other than Marvel, is like YouTube reaction videos. So yeah, with series for me, it's easier if I can sit down and watch it. You know, for example, last weekend, Quantum Leap was on, and I was like, record, and I watched Quantum Leap like most of it's weird. It's hard for me to do series now. Which series used to be my thing, and I didn't want to do movies. It's kind of reversed now, except for when I see a series, it's kind of like I'm hooked to it. You know, I want to watch every episode that's on. So the easiest way for me to do that is to wait till they're all done. That way I can sit down and just say, play. I don't have to wait till next week. I don't have to wait till next season. It's done recording. They post-production. It's been 6 years since. And I think the thing that ruined me on that, I'm not blaming COVID. It's probably COVID, but I'm blaming Stranger Things. And The Expanse was kind of involved in that too. Because like you get so engrossed in these, and then it's like, ooh, pandemic.
What do you mean I'm going to have to wait a year for the next episode?
Exactly. Sherlock fans can relate, right? Which Sherlock is a totally different ball. Doctor Who fans can relate, especially the new ones when they're like, oh, we've got a new actor. And they're going to be there again. And hey, Doctor Who, we got a new Doctor Who. I'm sorry, we've got a new doctor. Sorry, Whovians. I am a Whovian. It's slip of the tongue, Freudian slip. But I don't know. What was I talking about? That was the rabbit trail extreme right there, is what that was. I started talking about Pringles, and we ended up back here at the Death Star.
Jared, what I want you to do is wait one beat. And then say that what I've really been getting into is reaction videos. So give me one beat and do that again.
What I've been really getting into is reaction videos.
Reaction videos? Holy shit! We got a bunch of those at Rage You Nerds on YouTube. We're reacting to all sorts of crap. Mostly trailers. If you like movie trailer reactions or series reaction trailers, you better believe we got a literal truck of them, full of them. The Boys. We did some 90s stuff. She-Hulk. I don't even know if I'm going to watch She-Hulk, but I reacted like a mother trucker. And you might be saying to yourself, Chris, Jared, TJ, what if I don't want to watch you react to trailers of movies and or TV shows? Guess what, you beautiful son of a bitch. We also do horror movie reactions. That's right, horror movie shorts, we react. We even did the whole damn first Halloween. Not that crap that came out with Rob Zombie, which we're going to watch a trailer of his later from the Monsters. The old one, the good one, the one God intended. So, our YouTube, Rage You Nerds, we react to stuff. There you go. Mwah. There you go. I think we did good.
I didn't realize I was being set up when I was told to do that, but hey, you got your shot, Mr. Keck.
So, Ghostbusters.
So I think clearly I'm more interested in the PC console game that's going to come out sooner. But the Academy thing kind of sounds interesting because it's apparently you're doing this VR and you're being trained to be a Ghostbuster. And I think I read the quote of something like, you'll be starting cleaning the sewers up into the buildings of New York. And it's like, that's a weird starting point, but you're probably being hazed as a new one.
Wait a minute, is this Ghostbusters or Dirty Jobs?
You know, here's the thing about like the whole VR thing. Is it like the whole the VR where you get the headset and you have the hand things and you actually have to sit there and move around kind of thing?
Yep.
I don't like those. And granted, I've never played them, but I'm also a cranky old man at this point. But I I can't play this game because I don't want to end up like on a TikTok video where I'm slamming something into a TV. You know,
that's fair. That's fair.
TJ just came through. By the way, TJ just came through with classic TJ, classic T. And I'm sure there are some classic Jared moments out there, but I love it. TJ was like, you know what? I don't really like it. I've never done it.
I've seen enough of those. I've seen enough of those videos where someone's sitting there, they got the headset on, and they're just like slinging their arms around, and all of a sudden, like they just fall like head first into a TV, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's so funny." Yeah, shut the fuck up. That thing probably costs like $800.
Okay, I'm telling you right now, when Grant had his little VR thing and he was doing that thing around the living room, that was my thing. I was like, get away from the television. Get back. I built a fence in front of it, like the Blues Brothers chicken wire fence. So if he'd let go of the remote, it would hit the chicken wire.
It also works whenever he gets drunk and throws beer bottles at the TV.
Yes, I hate when he does that. My 10-year-old, he gets so drunk.
He's got a problem. I mean, let's just face it.
Some say that I'm an enabler. I just say I'm,
Well, Jared, they say that because you buy it all the time.
Listen, because
he's like, Dad, go to the store and get me some beer.
That's okay. Yes, he does say that, but no. But here's the thing: just because I say, "Son, this is in the closet locked up. Don't touch it," and he thinks he can just go in there whenever he wants when I'm not home, I've told him no. This is a really bad segment that I feel like will come back to bite us in the ass later.
Yeah, this is one that's going to get you in.
I'm just kidding, Internet. My 10-year-old does not drink alcohol. I do. Sometimes excessively even. But why is the rum gone? That's me. But no, my 10-year-old son does not. This is a gag. It's satire. FBI agent watching me. Please don't come to my house in a... Oh, shit.
Let your FBI agent in. We've got trailer reactions on the YouTube channel. Rage You Nerds. Something or other. You'll find it. Look at our stuff. We got a link tree. Do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Not gonna do it.
Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
I'll tell you, though, I would be absolutely shocked the first time your son ever does have a beer.
I don't want to talk about that right now because I know my father and I know me. Ironically enough, Mr. Cack knows my father, too.
I've seen him before.
He's been around once or twice.
Yeah, he's been around. Seen him in his underwear. I don't know. There you go. All right. So the next topic is, I think, Jared, ponder. Not recently.
And no.
Not recently.
And no.
Hold! Front Relic said Rob Zombie's Halloween wasn't bad. And to that, I don't disagree with you.
You're right. I don't know if his second one was.
Yeah, the second one. The second one.
Halloween Part 2, the remake was atrocious.
I think if he'd just stopped with the first one, and there was some stuff that I didn't love about the first one, but the second one, just wasn't good. Like,
discussed that at Halloween.
Yeah, we did. I mean, it's just Rob Zombie's propensity to. Well, we're going to incorporate rape, and it's just like, you can do horror without that.
Not only that, and we'll get into it real quick. It's just a quick conversation, but Rob Zombie has a tendency to beat a dead horse. Like, he sees the horse dead there on the ground. There's maggots in the horse. This took a dark turn. Rob Zombie has a tendency to beat a dead horse. There's the horse. He's lying on the ground. He's dead. And Rob Zombie thinks to himself, I've got myself a baseball bat. He's not Irish, but anyways, if he were, that's what he'd say. And then he just proceeds to just beat the shit out of this horse. What he did with Halloween was like we spent a third of the movie on Michael Myers' childhood. It's like we get it. He's a deranged child that has emotional problems. Can we move on now and get to the stabby wabby? And he did. But the other side of that argument is he has amazing attention to detail and really wants to tell a story. Well, that's great. We know the story. Michael Myers is nuts and he likes to stab people. Let's get to that. Brief moment of the childhood and bunch of stabby wabby and boobies, because that's, what we do here at Michael Myers Inc.
I want to see a Rob Zombie movie after he sees this and just puts a guy in there that's Irish that just walks around with a baseball bat just trying to find dead animals going, well, I've got a baseball bat.
You said Irish guy, but you did like a Cockney London guy.
Yeah, well, I
Hello,
can't do
Governor.
Irish.
Just here to beat your dead horse. Hey, all right.
My problem
Sorry,
with
Londoners,
Rob
if you're
Zombie
offended.
is it's not the visual content, it's the audio content. And by that I mean you can make a point without dropping the F-bomb, 37
He
times
says
in
the
a
F word
single
a lot.
sentence.
Like
So-
between Halloween's 1 and 2 and all 3 House of a Thousand Corpses, like if you were to combine that into one movie, Pulp Fiction on the F-bomb doesn't stand a chance. I actually think Pulp Fiction got beat a couple years ago by another film because they said the F-bomb so many times. But like nobody's got a, well, Tarantino's close. But nobody's got a candle in the wind. It's like Rob Zombie is just like, what do you want me to say here? It's like, just use the F word like in 6 times in one sentence. Use the F-bomb 6 times in one sentence. And poor Harvey Keitel, or not Harvey Keitel. Devil's Rejects, the sheriff. He was in The Rock. Anyways, I can't think of his name. But like, it reminds me of 90s Jerry Bruckheimer stuff, like The Rock and stuff like that. It's like, what's the line? Drop the bunny, okay? And you know what? Maybe you should add, drop the fucking bunny. What is he doing? Going to the store. Going to the store. It's like they were like, let's insert this word wherever we can 25 times. But, sir, that doesn't make sense. It's the 90s. I don't care.
So currently Pulp Fiction rates number 36 on most F-bombs used.
Whoa! They dropped out of the top 10 rapido, which is Spanish for quick.
The Wolf of Wall Street is probably the one you're thinking of.
Okay, all right, yeah.
That beat it recently, but there's been a lot of stuff that's beat it recently, apparently.
What's number 1? Just on curiosity, let me try that again. What's number 1, just out of curiosity, on the list you're looking at?
It's from Wikipedia, so we know it's 100% accurate.
Oh yeah.
It's called SwearNet. The movie has 935 times that F-bomb was dropped. Whereas
How long is the movie?
I don't know. Runtime 112 minutes. So
Okay.
a rate of
Wait,
one every
What?
8.35 minutes.
Okay, so that one shouldn't
8.3.
count because that sounds like a movie that was intentionally made to say the F word that many times.
It's a Canadian comedy film written and directed by people. They don't matter.
It sounds like they made this film to set the record for F-bombs.
So
Who's
that's
number
just-
2?
Well, just in comparison, real quick,
Um,
that's an F-bomb every 12 seconds.
Who's number 2 on that list?
I think if my math is correct. Somebody math out there. Somebody math me. 112 minutes. 100 what minutes?
It says a rate per minute 8.35 per minute.
Okay, so my math wasn't like horrible.
So
Except I was
the
off by 400 or so.
there's a documentary called Fuck.
Okay, these are cheating. So
And it
what's the
came in
third
number
one?
2?
Yes, and it had 857, but it's a documentary, so we're not counting that.
Okay.
So the real number 2 movie would be The Wolf of Wall Street, or if you want to not count SwearNet, the movie, it would be Wolf of Wall Street would be number 1.
I think Wolf of Wall Street.
I think Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah.
But Straight Outta Compton had 392.
Those are rookie numbers.
You gotta bump
Menace-
those up.
Menace to Society and Goodfellas both had 300.
Nice.
Let's
Wow,
see.
Goodfellas beat Pulp Fiction?
Yes. The Big Lebowski had 281.
Yeah, it did have a bunch.
Pulp Fiction had 265.
Wow.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back come very close with 248.
Could you imagine if Silent Bob talked the entire movie?
Mm.
They'd have broke that record. They'd have
It
broke
would've
that
beat Pulp
record, buddy.
Fiction. Anyway. back to
Yeah, so
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters has video games coming out, and we can't wait.
I feel like we
I don't
talked
know.
about this an hour ago.
I think when the console comes out, the console game comes out later this year, I probably am gonna lean into purchasing that, and maybe we check that out on a stream or something. But I'd be interested. I am interested. I'm genuinely interested
If
in that
I
game.
still had a console, like I'd be interested in purchasing it too, and like we could like And you know, if Jared still had a console, he could do it as well, and we could
I
all
still
three
got
like
one. It's
set
just
up
in
and
a
play
different room.
like and do what like Twitch is meant to do and play a video game on it and just be
With our
horrible
dicks
at it.
out. What?
With what? Wait, what? Hey, I was gonna say this earlier, Jared, but I
Who
forgot.
said
My
it isn't
fingers-
already?
My finger's really close to the camera. I was gonna say this earlier, but Jared,
Mm-hmm.
I'd much rather you beat on a horse than beat off a horse. All right, good night. All right. So
That one
here
was better,
is
Jared.
Or was that I think that was the CSI Miami one though. Much whether you beat on a horse than beat off. Yeah.
I don't know. I like the Friends one. I like the Friends one.
It does kind of. It's more playful. Yeah, it's more playful.
Just Ross looking, Ross staring. What did you do?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we were on a break. From the horse,
Sure.
the dead horse. All right. So this one is probably the biggest news, right? So Jason Reitman, son of Ivan Reitman, along with giving some glowing words about his father and some dedication to his father in Ghost Corps. I think the street name that leads past Ghost Corps on the Sony lot is now Ivan Reitman Way. We now have confirmation that Ghostbusters Afterlife will be getting a sequel. It will take place in New York City, and it is tentatively for production reasons right now codenamed Firehouse. Boys, what are you feeling about a Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel bringing us back to New York City?
TJ, let me.
Oh damn!
let me-
Sorry, I was trying to mute in time, but I couldn't get to it.
What do you think about Ghostbusters Afterlife, TJ?
Shit!
I mean,
Ectoplasm. All right, Jared, you're up.
all right, and hold. So, as I said before, anything Ghostbusters related right now, I'm in for green light. Like, I'm waiting to see what they do. Even if I don't like it, I'm waiting to see where they go, what they do. I want it all. Like I said about Afterlife, I feel like they left it open. It could like end sharply right there with us going, ooh, it was a good ending. All right, closure. But with the Easter egg at the end, it kind of like it left it open. Hey, things are good. My question is like, do the kids from Oklahoma, otherwise known as Arizona, or wherever they're at, it's not Oklahoma, because I've been to Oklahoma. I'm 35 miles from Oklahoma. I ain't seen anything in Oklahoma that looks like that. Having said that, are they going to bring them to New York? Because if so, that'd be pretty cool. If they don't, it still could be pretty cool. I'm going to watch it either way. I mean, let's just be honest. We're going to watch it either way. But I like the fact, I like how Afterlife kind of sort of molded a crop potentially of new Ghostbusters. And if that's where the future is going, because, I mean, let's face it, Bill said he'd be like, I'd be willing to do it, but that's it. I don't think Bill's in this. I think Dan may have a part, and I think Ernie Hudson's going to have a real big part as like a mentor kind of figure. If I'm predicting it right now, I don't know if it's the kids from Oklahoma or if they're, training kids in Queens to be Ghostbusters. But I feel like Ernie Hudson is going to be that Ghostbuster senior that is like the Janine's probably going to be there too. But like, and so code names are two things. They're to throw you off, but they're also to give you some insight about what it might be about. Firehouse, New York based. Firehouse could be, to throw off the scent of like it could be a Ghostbusters Academy type thing. Because that's what I'm kind of thinking. And I may be dead wrong, but either way, I'm going to watch it and I'm excited about it. But TJ, what do you think about it? Please don't sneeze. Sorry, that was my impression of TJ sneezing.
It was a piss
Continue.
poor impression.
Well, I'm a piss poor person.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, I'm interested in the movie.
Ghostbusters.
Let's yeah, Ghostbusters. Are we sure we're not talking about beating a dead horse?
With Ghostbusters.
It's another Ghostbusters movie. I hope it takes place, at least part of it, in the firehouse. And, even if they just stick with that title, sure. Hell yeah. Why not?
That'd be pretty awesome.
Go for it. If they bring in new people, yeah, great. I'd still like to see Ernie Hudson reprise his role. I'd like to see the kids from the Afterlife come back, which I can see like Egon's family moving back to New York, because weren't they in like from New York
Yes.
originally? Yep. Right. I can see them moving back to New York, but I can't see podcast just going with them. You know? Like I can see podcast being like, I can see them calling podcast up on the phone and him having like a very small part in it, but I can't see much more of, other than, she moves her family back to New York, at which point like Ernie helps them out, get on their feet, and then starts training the kids to be Ghostbusters and working with them while introducing some adult characters who, could possibly legally drive the car through New York City and not, illegally drive it through a field.
Yeah.
So that's
Paul
probably
Rudd.
that's probably my thing, right? Is that I would love for there to be the original characters from Ghostbuster Afterlife in there. But yeah, I'm with you, TJ. Like, okay, so you could probably finagle the Spanglers back, of course, because that makes total sense. But like Finn Wolfhard's love interest, podcast, Mr. Gruberson, like unless he like marries into the family or he's dating and decides to up and uproot himself, but he's a teacher. Like he's just gonna leave behind.
The only way I can see it working. The only way I can see it working is if, well, like didn't in Afterlife that take place like in summer vacation, and then she was like going to summer school.
Yes,
which was kind of the whole thing. Like the only way I can see it working where you bring everyone else back, and then the Spangler family moving to New York, and then them bringing all those other characters back. If they're like, oh, it's summer vacation, we're gonna go up to New York and visit our friends, and then chaos ensues, right?
Yeah,
that's cool too.
I guess the other thing is like, how do you like? Because I would like to see Phoebe as a Ghostbuster. Finn Wolfhard's character, I forget what his name is. But the Finn Wolfhard character, he's just kind of, I drive, I'm dumb, I got long curly hair. And it's like, all right, you can drive. But like, I want to see Phoebe, because Phoebe was the standout star to me. I would like to see Phoebe as a Ghostbuster, but the reality is, I don't know how you do that in a way that makes sense, logically, with, all right, this 15-year-old girl saved us once. You're now a Ghostbuster, sweetheart. Before you can drive, we're going to put a pack on you, and you're going to be with these grown people hunting down spirits here in New York City.
Okay, so in fairness, though, really quick to her, for a 15-year-old, she's like way smarter than a lot of them.
Agreed.
I could totally see a Ray scenario there where he's like, no, you understand what it takes, and you blah, 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 and sort of wind their way around and make it happen. But yeah, like I could totally see her being, if done correctly, realistically, the star of the franchise. I really could.
I think it'd be hilarious if you have like the grown people recruits. I'm not going to say men, because I'm sure there'll be a woman in there, and there's nothing wrong with that. But seeing them come in and like Winston's leading the charge. So to help you guys out, Ernie Hudson was the one that kind of did like some talking at the Ghostbusters Day, kind of presenting, and I think they showed like the little production clip thing that we have a picture of. But he said that he's going from being the one needing a steady paycheck to the one writing the paychecks. So Ernie Hudson, I think, is very confident. Like I think we can very confidently write him in pen. He will be part of this sequel, and he will be a focal point as a leadership within the Ghostbusters, whatever it's now becoming. And of course, Dan Aykroyd will be there, because Dan Aykroyd lives, breathes, and is Ghostbusters, so I can't see him. Bill Murray, to your point, Jared, I think we probably may not see Bill Murray, and I think that's honestly, I'm so happy he came back to do Afterlife. If he wants to be done with this now, I think I am at a point in my life where I can say, all right, I can embrace that.
Same.
And I think it's because I really like McKenna Grace's character, Phoebe. I really want to see more of Phoebe and what she becomes, because I think it'd be hilarious. You have like the new Ghostbuster recruits and they're like talking to Winston, and then Winston introduces them to the one in charge, and it's Phoebe. It's little ass Phoebe. And I can already tell, like I can already see her doing like an icebreaker opening joke that is just awful.
God awful, yeah.
And then she winks.
I can see something like instant, like her not being like the leader of the group, but like kind of like not the tech support, but essentially the tech support. You know, the person who sits there and makes the gadgets and you know, has all this stuff and kind of really tells them like how to use it, and then like not really have her out there, you know, busting ghosts the whole time, but
kind of with
like
Egon's guidance, maybe.
Yeah, but like, you know, but like towards the end, like she needs to be the one to save the day, because why the hell not, right?
That's fair. I think
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm into. There's no way I'm not going to watch this, regardless of what. And they could say, all right, listen, we're gonna bomb this one. It's just gonna be a couple monkeys like throwing some shit around, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna still watch that because it's Ghostbusters, so I'm gonna have to. But I don't know. I just, you gotta have Paul Rudd. You can't bring Paul Rudd into the Ghostbusters universe and make him a one-off player.
No.
I need him back. I need Mr. Gruberson back. I need Phoebe back, and then everyone else is kind of expendable in my eyes. I'm fine with getting rid of all the rest of them if you really want to.
It all depends on if he has made it out of the quantum realm or not.
No.
Which is a Marvel thing I just learned.
We're very proud of you. We're very proud of you. But yeah, so, you know, hopefully everyone's excited for Ghostbusters as we are. I'm curious to find out more information. One of the little teasers that Jared had mentioned, one of the Easter eggs at the end, was them fixating the camera. One of the last shot is them fixating the camera on the containment unit with a red flashing light. Oh, is someone about to burst up out of the containment unit?
Walter Peck has shown up again.
He has no dick.
Wouldn't it be awesome if he made a cameo since they're going back to New York?
Yes.
That would
should.
Hey, you know, and while we're at it, why not get Judge Wexler in there? Why not get Janosch as a cameo somehow? Right? I mean, like, if we're going back
Janosch as Walter Peck's assistant.
Walter Peck's trying to reform, and Janosch is like helping him with the positivity.
Yeah, dude.
Walter Peck.
Can you just see it right now? It's like there's only one man that can help us, and it goes to this Buddhistic, like he goes ding 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 ding, and here's Walter Peck trying to do some yoga pose, and I was like, yes, that's it.
Walter Peck needs to be the mayor. Walter Peck needs to be the mayor with Janosch as his assistant.
It is he! Dickless!
You're like the buzzing of flies to him.
You know, honestly, I would not be against. Listen, we went back and we finally got rid of Gozer. I wouldn't be opposed to having River of Slime and Vigo making some kind of comeback. Maybe not the main villain.
Listen,
maybe not the main villain.
If we're going for sequels, go big or go home, right?
I still find the River of Slime fascinating, and I don't think that they fully utilized it in the correct way in Ghostbusters 2. What
if Ivan is like, they screwed up 2. I'm going to redo 2 the way that it should have been done.
Give us what Dan Aykroyd always wanted. Let the Ghostbusters go to hell. Like, open up a door to hell and get real weird with it.
Open until doom.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, Jared. I would pay to watch that probably 3 times if they just did a live action.
I'm gonna watch it.
Real Ghostbusters.
I'm going to
Knock
watch
Knock. Like Knock Knock is my favorite episode.
Yeah, me
but
too.
let's take us a break. This was some good Ghostbusters talk. When we come back from the break, we're gonna watch a couple trailer reactions and then we're getting out of here. AAW Sawtooth. Lights flicker as I hear the knocking sound in the next room over, even after the man at the front desk tells me no one's in there. Nope. Runs out of my room and leaves the hotel. That's what should have happened.
That's right.
That's not
there
what
you
happened.
Go.
But you know what is going to happen? We're going to nope our way up out of this stream as we call it a night. TJ, Jared, thank you both for joining me on this week's Rage You Nerds. We will be back next week with Nerds and Rage.
Mr. Cack, how about, in the spirit of Men in Black, how about a little outro music here?
Oh.